Good evening and welcome to The Experts, our popular segment where we gather a panel of experts and discuss the news items of interest to me. We are here tonight at the historic Knife and Fork Inn. It's 100 years old. It's a landmark in Atlantic City, and we highly recommend it, and we thank them for allowing us to use their lovely dining room tonight. First guest is a legend of stage and screen who unfortunately went out all night on a bender before joining us. Please welcome Judy Garland.
Next. Hello, I'm Judy Garland.
Hi, Judy.
Nice
How are
to
you?
be here.
Glad you could make it.
I'm surprised I did.
Yeah, well, you know.
I've been drinking a little bit.
Yeah, have you really?
You know why my fingers are so brown?
Why are your fingers brown?
Because I kissed a hobo for 4 hours.
Really?
By the train yard.
And wow, you just
tasted like cigarettes and beans.
Cigarettes and beans. And what you got there? You got a little gin or vodka going on?
I can't tell the difference.
Can't tell. You want to give me a little whiff? That's gin. Next up is a retired astronaut and one of only 13 men to ever walk on the surface of the moon. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Mike Hodgson.
Thanks so much for having me. It's real exciting to be here.
Well, I'm glad you could make it, sir.
Hey.
All right, and finally, you know him as the lead character on our very popular segment, Pumpernickel Boulevard. Please welcome Hoodie.
Hey, hi Brian, hi boys and girls.
Hello,
nice to see
Hoodie.
you. Hello, Brian.
And I just found out you will be joining us a lot more in season 2 because your agent finally agreed to sign the dotted line.
That's correct. He was a tough negotiator, but I'm happy to say we're getting Charlie Sheen kind of money now.
Fantastic. All right. The first item comes to us from the Michigan House of Representatives. Representative Lisa Brown was on the floor discussing an anti-abortion bill she's not a fan of. And she said, "I'm flattered you're all so concerned about my vagina, but no means no." As a result of saying the word vagina, she was benched for decorum reasons and was not allowed to continue on with her speech. Do you think the word vagina is offensive enough that we shouldn't allow a representative to plead her case? Judy Garland?
Well, I have to say, I consider myself a lady, right? I'm not scared to say vagina. Vagina, vagina, vagina.
Okay. Fair
Vagina,
enough. Gotcha.
vagina,
Yep. Good.
vagina, vagina.
Good.
Vagina!
All right.
What the world needs now is vagina, sweet vagina.
Okay, well, so you're on the camp that you can't, that word's not really offensive.
No, it's vagina. It's not like I'm saying or labia even. Goodness gracious.
Okay, Lieutenant Colonel, do you think the word vagina is so offensive that we should have benched a representative?
No. The leaders of the Michigan House, these are guys who are like, oh, guess what? I run the 3rd biggest car dealership in Ypsilanti. You know, be afraid of me or whatever. You shouldn't be allowed to ban people for saying things unless you're an expert. I'm the only man who ever delivered a baby in space. That's a fact. You can take that to the bank. Okay, it was supposed to be a 6-week mission, but I was up there with kind of like a Pam Grier type. I said, let's do some extra laps. We were up there 10 months. Month 9, things got real. I had to deliver a half-black baby. Now, does that entitle me to have an intelligent conversation with a woman about reproductive health? Yes, it does. But driving a Cadillac that I leased to myself to the Michigan House of Representatives, am I going to tell ladies what's what? No, I'm not. No, I am not. I'm going to tell them which way to the Don Shula Steakhouse for drinks, and that's about it.
Okay, Hoodie.
I think that she should be able to speak freely about whatever body part she chooses, breast, vagina, what have you.
Okay.
And I think there's nothing wrong with that. What's so wrong with these people?
Nothing's
Can't you say vagina?
Yes.
I can say vagina.
Apparently they have a problem.
Vagina.
Say it again.
All right.
Vagina.
Say it again. Say it louder.
Vagina.
Sing it.
Vagina.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
All right, new topic. New York City principal out of Coney Island. Her name is Greta Hawkins. She is forbidding her kindergarten graduating class from singing Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA. And her reason for doing so is, she says, we don't want to offend other cultures. So instead they will be singing Justin Bieber's Baby. Should we be concerned about offending other cultures, Judy Garland?
Well, what cultures is she worried about?
Maybe Saudi Arabia. Where
I've got you under my skin.
So are you saying Greta Hawkins is in the wrong or in the right by singing God Bless America?
I think that I'm a kitty cat.
Okay. Lieutenant Colonel, you served in the armed forces, obviously. What do you think? Should we be concerned about offending other cultures?
Yeah, she should be. She already has. She's offended the Mike Hodgson culture. To have these poor kids, they go to school, kindergarten, Coney Island.
Yeah.
Poor kids go to school in a clown's mouth. They got to sing a bunch of songs at their graduation. When I was in kindergarten, I built a land submersible, like a submarine for dirt, in my garage. I tunneled down under my house. I ruined the aquifer. I ruined the reservoir that served our town. There was no water in our town for 2 weeks. Okay? Yeah, I think I could sing this song or that song or la-di-da. Okay? But honestly, yeah, I'm offended. I'm offended at the mediocrity of the people who are earthbound. No offense.
Hoodie, what do you take of this, Hoodie? Of this, we're not going to sing "God Bless the USA." We'll sing Justin Bieber instead because we don't want to offend other cultures.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think it's a great idea. I think it's about time that America stops shoving America down the throats of every single person in the world. Justin Bieber is more red, white, and blue than half the people in that class, okay? So that it seems more appropriate that the one representative, one of our largest exports in America is entertainment.
Right.
And Justin Bieber is part of that. He is world known. And if you sing his song in your classroom, people are going to like America a lot better.
I like this intelligent, poorly dressed gentleman.
Thank you.
Brian, are you going to have to go to the school and watch the performance?
I'm not going to.
Then why do you care?
Because it's, this idea that, this culture of not offending people, of not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings, and we bend over backwards to accommodate everyone in every way, shape, and form so that we don't offend anybody. And
Does this offend you?
No, it's weird.
When I was in kindergarten, I drew a picture. I took a weather balloon, I put a lens and a mirror hung underneath it. I burned a picture of Velma from Scooby-Doo into the forest next to my house.
Wow.
Burned for 6 weeks.
Wow. Can we move on to nannies?
Sure.
I've been reading a lot lately about nannies and a lot of these several articles and weblogs. There seems to be this have your cake and eat it too attitude where you want to be a professional, you want to work 10, 12 hours a day, but you also want to be a parent. And I guess I'm wondering, I'm reading this one article, this mother works 10 hours a day, comes back to see her child, and the child only wants to be with the nanny because that's all the child is with for the majority of her day when she's awake. And the mother's upset about that. And I guess, do you think you can have your cake and eat it too, Judy Garland? Can you have a career and be a good parent?
You don't get any cake, okay? This is like my saddest part of my life, Got those 3 kids and don't even know any of their names, Because you work so hard, singing and dancing and making love to strangers. There's no cake. There is no cake!
Okay.
Even when she's saying sad stuff,
it's got a nice.
It's got a spark.
Yeah, it does sound. That's what that's the difference between her and.
There's no place like home.
Lieutenant Colonel, what do you think? Can you have your cake and eat it too? Can you be a super professional at the same time, be a super parent?
No, you need to focus on one thing or another. I went into space. I went faster than any person, farther and better, and that's how it is. Now, my kids, would I know them if I passed them on the street? No, I wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. My kids are all dead. When I went into space, I went faster than any human ever has, approaching the speed of light. So when I came back to Earth, I was in space for almost 50 years. So my kids, unfortunately, they also died young. That's a whole other story. But so when I came back to Earth, my kids were dead and gone.
Wow.
So I got grandkids out there, great-grandkids. And do I talk to them? No, I don't, because I chose space. I have my babies in space. I have the garbage I left on the moon. I have things that I've thrown out of space capsules. That's my legacy, okay? Not these rugrats who are running around hitting me up for money. They're handsome, they got chins that don't stop. But other than that, they don't have the character that it takes to get into space, go the speed of light, and make your fortune.
Hoodie, what do you think? You think it's possible to be a good parent and a professional?
I think that we need to start focusing on what's going on with the children, okay? If the children are being well taken care of and they feel safe, then that's great. I think that's the most important thing. And I know it's kind of silly to say it, but they really are the future children. You do have to teach them well and let them lead the way. And it's important to do that. I know these parents are upset. They made their choice. They can't, I don't think you can have your cake and eat it too. I think you need to stay home and eat cake and take care of your kids, or you need to go out there and eat it.
mean, along those lines, I'm in a unique position of having had my kid at work one time. I don't know if you remember the story of the half-black baby that I raised in space.
Yeah.
I only spent about 6 weeks with him in orbit, but that time was some of the happiest times of my life. So if you do have the opportunity to impregnate a woman while in orbit and then deliver the baby, I say jump on it, because it puts you in that rare place of saying, I love what I do, I got my family here, I'm in space, I'm going super fast, but also I can sit down to dinner and say, hey, how was everybody's day?
All right then. Well, I need to gather my crew and head to the casino because we've got
Holy
some
cannoli!
we got some betting to do.
Is this real?
It is all real. And give that back.